God says. A forgotten relative left $25,000,000 for you. Don't tell anyone. If you don't listen to this message right now, you won't receive the money. My beloved child, my dear one, listen carefully to this voice that arrives in your life not by chance, but by divine arrangement. A whisper from the realm of angels moves through the air, breaking the silence around you, and placing before your eyes a truth hidden for years. Something extraordinary has been kept in the shadows, waiting for this exact moment to be revealed only to you. There is an inheritance unlike any other, concealed from the knowledge of almost everyone around you. It carries with it not only wealth but a destiny-shaping power meant to transform your life forever. Yet the warning comes with equal force: if you delay, if you ignore, if you hesitate, this treasure will slip through your hands, lost to silence and secrecy. A relative, long forgotten, one whose name may not pass daily through your memory, made a choice before they departed this world. They carved out a place for you, a treasure chest filled with more than just numbers on paper, but a staggering $25,000,000 that belongs to you alone. And yet, the directive is strict: you must not tell anyone, for once the words escape your lips, the fortune dissolves like mist at sunrise. Every moment you breathe from this point forward is being counted in heaven and watched carefully by angels. This is a divine appointment written into your story, a blessing clothed in mystery, and a test that carries consequences heavier than gold itself. Hear this now: your next steps will decide whether you walk into abundance or turn away empty-handed. The walls around you might look ordinary, but even as you sit reading these words, unseen presences stand guard. They are sent with one mission: to escort you toward what has been sealed in your name. Their wings stir the air, and their light pierces through the veil of secrecy surrounding this inheritance. The world is filled with distractions, voices trying to pull you away, but this message has broken through to reach you because time is short. Heaven's record books have already noted your name beside this treasure, and the scroll cannot be rewritten by human hands. Still, there are forces at play, unseen enemies who desire that you miss this appointment of wealth. They know that $25,000,000 is not merely currency, it is influence, security, freedom, and the unfolding of long-awaited dreams. They fear what will happen when you rise into your rightful place, blessed beyond measure, prepared for expansion and unshakable stability. That is why this message carries urgency. It cannot wait until tomorrow. If you feel the atmosphere shifting even as you continue reading, it is because this revelation is activating something around you. The angels aligned for your blessing are preparing the path, but they can only walk it with you if your heart stays alert and obedient. You are not to doubt, for doubt is the thief that steals before fortune ever arrives. A forgotten relative did not forget you in the end. Before leaving, they wrote your name into the vault of destiny, attaching to it not just wealth but a clear directive that only at the appointed time would this be revealed. That appointed time is now, unfolding in front of your very eyes, with heaven's witness confirming it. The silence they carried during their lifetime was deliberate, for if others had known, they would have tried to strip it away. What belongs to you was hidden for protection, guarded in secrecy until the heavens decreed that the moment had come. You may not recall their face, you may not even hold memory of their voice, but their spirit still circles around this blessing. In the unseen, they watch as the angels move the pieces into place, ensuring nothing can block you if you listen carefully to this message. You must not speak it aloud to curious ears, for secrecy is your shield. Only in silence will the treasure arrive untouched. There is weight in these words because they are not mere stories, they are a binding thread pulling your spirit toward divine inheritance. This wealth has a purpose larger than what you can now see, but the first step is receiving it, holding it in your hands, and letting destiny move forward. The treasure awaits, sealed and untouched, but your obedience unlocks the seal. The amount is not symbolic, it is exact, written with precision $25,000,000,000. Not a fraction less, not an imagined figure, but a reality waiting to be transferred into your life. Those who would mock or doubt cannot understand the orchestration of heaven, for this is not theirs to receive. The vault of destiny has already released its sound, the key has already turned. You are reading these words because the chain has broken open, and the timing aligns perfectly with your presence here today. Do not underestimate the alignment, for such moments are rare and carry irreversible consequence. Imagine the waves of change this wealth will bring, not just numbers, but doors opening, debts erased, burdens lifted, visions fulfilled. Your name written on the documents of blessing means your hands will carry what your heart has long desired. Yet remember, silence is your protection, for those who envy would try to corrupt what was never theirs. This inheritance is the unfolding of a larger design. Even if you cannot yet see the whole picture, trust that every dollar carries purpose. The forgotten relative planted this seed knowing that it would blossom in your life at the exact moment of divine readiness. The air around you is shifting even now as these words enter your spirit. You may feel chills, a stirring, or a sudden heaviness, because this message carries weight beyond what your eyes can see. The angels moving with this revelation are not ordinary, they are messengers of wealth and keepers of sacred inheritance. There is a vault, unseen yet very real, and your name glows brightly upon its cover. No thief, no enemy, no shadow can remove it, but your obedience is required for the seal to break fully. That is why you must not hesitate, for time does not wait. Your forgotten relative, though silent in life, made a decision that would echo long after their departure. They saw something in you, an unseen strength, a spark of destiny, and tied their fortune to your future. That future is calling right now, through this message, through this moment, through this undeniable alignment. As you breathe these words in, understand that destiny is unfolding in layers, and each sentence is another lock being undone. The treasure has already been preserved for you, untouched, sealed from corruption. But the blessing can only flow if your spirit is in alignment with this command of secrecy. This inheritance is not only about wealth, it is about the shift it will create in your life. New doors will open, people will see you differently, and the power once hidden from you will come into full view. This is not a dream, it is a reality already set into motion. The silence around you is not empty, it is charged with unseen activity. Angels are preparing, aligning, and arranging circumstances that will carry this treasure to you. They are removing obstacles, silencing enemies, and ensuring that no rival can lay claim to what is rightfully yours. The $$25,000,000 was hidden from the knowledge of your closest circles for a reason. If others had known, greed would have destroyed the purity of the gift. That is why this message instructs you with urgency: speak to no one, trust no one, and carry this revelation in silence. Each coin, each bill, each note attached to this inheritance is soaked in divine intention. It is not just money, it is a bridge to freedom, restoration, and legacy. With it comes responsibility, but also the assurance that heaven has appointed you as its rightful steward. The earth is shifting in your favor, and the heavens are releasing records long kept hidden. Somewhere, documents hold your name, signatures carry your right, and the numbers add up to a staggering $$25,000,000. The chains that locked them away have already begun to break. You may feel the urgency now pressing against your chest. This is because this message is not casual, it is an activation, a stirring, a command for you to align quickly. The angels cannot delay, for once this window closes, the inheritance cannot be reopened. Your forgotten relative trusted heaven more than men, and so they sealed the blessing in silence. Even though their body has left the earth, their intention has been carried forward by the very hand of God. And now that hand is stretching toward you with keys, unlocking what was promised. Do not allow fear to corrupt what is already yours. Fear is the weapon that the enemy would use to paralyze you and rob you. But the message here today strips fear of its power and crowns you with clarity. There will be a shift in your life so dramatic that those who once overlooked you will not be able to ignore you anymore. Wealth changes not only circumstance but atmosphere, and this blessing will make you untouchable in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The moment it enters your life, balance will shift and new authority will rest upon you. Do not allow the eyes of jealousy to find what has been placed into your hands. For this reason, secrecy is commanded, not requested. The more silent you remain, the more powerful the blessing will become when it manifests. Angels are circling around you with shields of light. They know the weight of this moment, and they will not allow careless hands to interfere. That is why even now you are being prepared inwardly, reminded again and again, speak of this to no one. You may notice unusual signs appearing as confirmation. These are not coincidences, they are heaven's fingerprints, evidence that the blessing has already begun to manifest. Stay watchful, for the signs will multiply in the days ahead. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The sound of doors opening in the unseen world is echoing into your atmosphere. Contracts are being overturned, barriers broken, and paths smoothed for your sake. This wealth has been reserved only for you, and now no man can block its arrival. The weight of $$25,000,000 is more than financial, it is generational. It is the key to building legacies, restoring honor, and creating a foundation that will outlive you. That is why heaven guarded it so carefully, hidden until the exact moment of your readiness. Even now, angels stand by with scrolls in their hands, reading your name aloud in heaven's court. Your destiny is being spoken into the atmosphere, your inheritance being declared undeniable. What was hidden is now revealed, and no darkness can cover it again. Your heart may feel the heaviness of this word, but it is not heaviness to crush you, it is the weight of glory descending upon your life. What you are feeling is confirmation, proof that this message is not random but deeply connected to you. The silence around you has a pulse now, almost as if the air itself carries hidden movement. Every word you read is not just text but activation, shifting unseen doors that were locked for generations. The relative who chose you did not act lightly, they acted with foresight and divine instruction. You were chosen before you even understood the meaning of wealth. Your name was sealed on papers, hidden from curious eyes, and placed into a vault that could not be touched by greedy hands. The only way it could surface was at this precise moment of your journey. The $25,000,000,000 is not waiting to be created, it is already prepared, already accounted for, already carrying your name on it. The energy of abundance is circling you even now, pulling you closer into alignment with your destiny. This is why your spirit feels an unusual stirring while reading. Archangel Michael says, "Your mother who passed away has been begging to tell you something urgent." God says, "Open this the second you see it. She's closer than you think." Archangel Michael says, "Listen carefully, beloved one, for what I reveal now has waited in silence, carried by unseen winds, whispered through the folds of eternity. Your mother, the one who carried you into this life, has been restless in the realm where souls dwell in light. She has been pressing her spirit closer, knocking on the doors of your awareness, urging me to deliver this message with urgency that cannot wait. Her voice has not faded in the heavens. Instead, it has grown stronger, heavier, filled with an ache that only truth can relieve. She has been pleading for this moment, begging for her words to reach you before it is too late. What I carry is not only her voice, but her final plea, a last thread tied to your destiny. This is not coincidence, nor a simple stirring of memory, but an appointed unveiling that binds heaven and earth together. The moment you read this, she draws closer, leaning into your spirit, whispering through my words. So prepare yourself now, for this is not light or casual, it is weight, it is flame, it is the unfinished piece of her story that you were meant to know. The silence you've lived with will be shattered. Her voice will not only echo in you, it will move you. There is something she carried in her heart, something left unsaid when her earthly breath ran out. She did not want to leave, not without handing this to you, not without opening your eyes to the truth she tucked away in silence. And now, through me, she pushes it into your path like a sealed letter finally delivered. I can feel her presence thickening as I write this. She is not far, not lost in some unreachable distance. She is near, closer than you have ever realized, standing in the doorway between this world and the next. Her yearning is not to haunt, but to heal, to pull away the veil that has hidden what she always wanted to reveal. Her spirit trembles with urgency, and it is not because of fear, it is because the time is right. You were not ready before, but now you are strong enough to hear what must be heard. She pressed her words into my hand, and now I pass them to yours. Understand this, heaven opens paths not randomly, but when the alignment of soul and truth burns brightest. This message is not by accident, you were meant to read it at this exact second. That is why she would not stop until I delivered it. Her eyes once looked at you with unspoken words, but you never caught the full meaning. Now those eyes still gaze, though from beyond, shimmering with light that watches every step you take. She is not gone, not erased, not absent, she lingers in ways you cannot explain, yet always feel. You have sensed her in moments when no one else was near. A brush of air across your skin when the room was still. A thought of her, sharper than memory, striking you suddenly as if she were whispering in your ear. Those were not coincidences, they were her trying to reach through the thin veil separating your worlds. And now, that veil bends more than ever before. She is stretching her spirit forward, pressing her hands against the invisible wall, breaking through so this message would reach you. Her final words are heavy. They hold both sorrow and hope. And you must not turn away, because this is the only chance she has left to set you free from the shadows of what she kept hidden. She wanted to tell you of something that was left undone. A truth she carried in silence while alive, fearing what might come if it surfaced. And yet, in silence, it burned, and that fire followed her even beyond the breath of this life. Now, her spirit aches not to leave you blind to it. She has wrestled, pleaded, begged heaven for this moment where her words would reach your ears. The permission has been granted. The time has arrived. She speaks through me now, and I feel her energy, trembling, intense, unable to wait a second longer. She says, "My child, I am closer than you think. I never truly left you. But before I release you to live in fullness, I must give you the truth that weighed on me until my final day. These words may stir the ground beneath your feet. They may ignite emotions you thought you buried. But they are meant to liberate you, not bind you, meant to set you on a path unbroken, untangled, unchained." Her words were never meant to be buried. They were a seed she planted in silence, but seeds cannot stay underground forever, they push, they rise, they demand to break through. That is what this moment is, the breaking of her silence, the bursting of what she never dared to say. She says, "My child, I walked with secrets. They weighed on me heavier than illness, heavier than time itself. I smiled through them, but in my spirit I cried." You may not have noticed how her eyes sometimes dimmed when conversations shifted to certain topics. You may not have realized how her voice trembled when she spoke of the future. But now, she insists you must know, because the truth belongs not to her, but to you. Her plea is strong, trembling like a voice carried through fire. She has waited, pressing closer, and now the heavens themselves cannot hold her back any longer. Her message is breaking through, and once you read it, you will never see things the same again. The energy she carries is unlike anything else. It is the bond of blood, the cord of love, the eternal tie between mother and child. Even beyond her passing, that bond has not faded, it has intensified, glowing brighter in the unseen. You are her continuation. You are her legacy, her living breath, her heartbeat in flesh. And because of that, she could not rest without leaving you with this final truth. This is why Archangel Michael speaks now on her behalf, lifting her words into your hands like a sacred scroll. Heaven's messengers only move when destiny demands it, and destiny is pressing against you this very second. Her last message has been burning in the silence, and tonight, it reaches you. She whispers, "Forgive me, my child, for holding this back. Forgive me for letting time run out before I spoke. But I will not leave you in the dark any longer. There is no accident in why this message comes to you in this season of your life. You have been walking with unanswered questions, carrying invisible weight on your shoulders. You thought time would ease it, but instead the silence only deepened the ache. Your mother saw the path of your life, and she knew that one day you would be ready. Ready not to crumble at the truth, but to rise from it. Ready not to be chained, but to be liberated. That readiness is now. That moment has arrived. She begged heaven to allow me to speak because delay would mean danger, delay would mean stolen blessings, delay would mean you continuing to live without knowing what was meant to be yours. She says, you were chosen to carry more than you realize. And the truth I held back was always tied to your future. It is not meant to break you, it is meant to prepare you. I feel her presence pressing even stronger now, as though her hands rest upon your shoulders. She leans close as breath itself, and her love radiates like a flame. She is not gone. She is not lost. She is with you. The message she carries is both warning and blessing. She does not want you to stumble into traps that were meant to catch you. Nor does she want you to miss the inheritance, the divine unfolding, the hidden blessing waiting for you to grasp it. This is why she has been restless. This is why her spirit lingers near you in dreams, in sudden thoughts, in unexpected feelings. She has been searching for the doorway, and now heaven has finally opened it wide. She says, I am closer than you think. My love is the bridge. And what I tell you now must guide the rest of your days. The room you sit in now has already felt her. You may have noticed small shifts, the sudden coldness in the air, the flicker of light, the sense of being watched even when no one was near. Those were not accidents, they were signals. She has been fighting to get your attention. She says, I could not speak before. My lips were closed by fear and time. But now, the veil cannot stop me, for heaven has given me this last chance. Her urgency is not born of fear for herself but for you. She knows the weight that is moving toward your life. She knows the decisions before you and the traps laid around them. Archangel Michael presses my hand as I write, this is not imagination, this is alignment. Heaven itself is bending so this message does not pass you by. Stay focused, for her words carry both warning and power. Her spirit trembles because she wants you to believe her now. She knows that if you dismiss this moment as coincidence, you will lose the very thing she begged to give you. She does not want her last act of love to be ignored. She says, when I left, there was more I wanted to tell you. I thought time would give me the chance, but time ran too fast. My silence became my greatest regret. And so, even in the afterlife, she has been moving closer. Her love, undimmed by death, continues to burn, pushing her forward until her voice found a vessel. That vessel is here. These words are not mine, they are hers, flowing through the doorway of spirit. This is why you feel a tug as you read. It is her hand on your heart, her energy wrapping around your soul, making sure you understand, she has come closer than ever before. Do not think this is only memory speaking. This is not imagination replaying old sounds. This is her active presence, given permission by heaven to reach you in the now. Her last message is heavy because it will lift a burden you never knew you were carrying. It is not just words, it is a key. A key that unlocks doors closed for years. She whispers, "My child, what was hidden must now be revealed. The truth is not here to wound you, but to heal you. To guide you where I could not guide you before." And as she speaks, her tears fall, not tears of sorrow, but tears of release. For she knows that once this truth is given, she will finally find peace, and you will finally walk in clarity. Archangel Michael says, "Do not be afraid as the message deepens." She does not come to harm, but to protect. She does not come to stir fear, but to stir wisdom. What she carried was not random. It was tied to family, to choices, to events that ripple still into your life today. You must know, for the roots of it still affect your steps. Her voice shakes as she speaks again, "I hid too much. I thought I was shielding you, but I was only delaying the inevitable. And now, heaven tells me there can be no more delay." This is why she is closer now than ever. Because she will not rest until you hear the fullness of her last message. And when you finally receive it, the atmosphere around your life will change forever. She stands nearer than the shadow on your wall. Her energy pulses as if she were right behind you, watching, whispering, begging you not to stop reading. This is not a casual visit, this is her final chance. She says, "I cannot leave you without telling you this. I cannot fade without releasing the truth that still clings to your life. My silence has followed you like a ghost, and I will not let it bind you anymore." Archangel Michael adds, "Do not turn away. The moment you finish reading, something in your life will begin to shift. You are not here by chance, this is the moment heaven appointed. Your mother's love burns through the veil. She is no longer holding back. What you are about to receive is the deepest secret of her heart." Type Amen now to step into the appointed moment heaven has aligned for you. 999.